I couldn't
Oh my
believe
God.
it.
So,
Oh my God.
oh
I couldn't
my
believe it.
God.
I wish I had a
I
do-over.
thought I would like.
I was so embarrassed.
I need a do-over.
I couldn't believe it. Oh my God. I wish
I had a do-over. I need a do-over.
do-over.
On this episode of Do-Over, follow shy Stanley Reed as he prepares for his school's public speaking competition. With the help of his guru, Doug Masters, Stanley will learn the secrets of public speaking. But will they be enough to overcome the reputation he earned last year?
My name's Stanley Reed, and I've got a super embarrassing story. It all happened about a year ago at my school's speech contest. I messed up really bad. Everybody still makes fun of me. Anyways, I really don't feel like talking about it, so I'll just show you. The White House's importance can be seen through these three areas: the history, the world, and buildings. Lighthouses show ships where land is. The Lighthouse's importance can be seen through these three areas: history, the world, and building.
Mr. Reed, your time is up.
Oh, the tallest building was the...
Time is up. Please get up and take a look. Oh my God! Are you okay?
So, yeah. That was a pretty horrible experience for me. Everybody started calling me balance beam. Said I couldn't keep my balance. They still call me that. Winter recitation is coming up soon. I want to prove myself. My school is really big on public speaking, so winning this competition, it's like being a celebrity. I don't play sports, really, so this is my chance. I have to win. I just have to. I can't make a fool of myself again. I can't. Anyways, that's my most embarrassing story.
Perfect. He's the one. Get the guru.
Hi, I'm Doug Masters, professional speech coach and public speaking guru. Let's hope this kid's not as pitiful as he was on his tape. I was embarrassed just watching. I just hope we have enough time to teach him the art of public speaking. I remember the first time I had to give a speech. I was terrified. My hands were shaking. I was having trouble breathing. And when I got up to the podium, I completely blanked. Yeah, I must have been about Stanley's age. Since then, I've conquered my fear of public speaking. Won 3 collegiate championships, 7 independent debate tournaments, and 1 national speaking championship. If I can't make Stanley a good speaker, no one can. Looks like this is the place. Let's do this. Hey there, Stan. How's it going?
Hi, Mr. Masters. Thanks so much for coming. I guess you saw my tape.
I watched it. You look nervous and underprepared. You brought your whole speech up to the podium with you, and that was too much. Then you let the audience get to you. Stan, I've coached a lot of kids. Those were all classic mistakes, and we'll fix them. Now, public speaking can be tough, but with preparation and practice, it can be easy. The contest is this Friday, right?
Yeah. Recitation is Friday. Right.
All right, think of 3 topics. I'm gonna grab some coffee. Meet me in the library.
Okay, Mr. Masters.
Start thinking.
Does he know that the library is right there?
What do I think of Stanley Reed? Stanley Reed. Is he that hot, really tall basketball player?
Stanley's totally cool. He's like the funniest guy I know. One time, me and Stanley and Susie and Katie and Steve... Oh, wait, never mind, that wasn't Stanley. Wasn't his speech about bugs?
I think Stanley really likes bugs.
This kid needs a lot of work, but he's got the desire to be a good speaker, or he wouldn't have sent in the tape. And Doug Masters is going to give him a master class on being a public speaking master. First, we got to work on his topics. Let's go. Got your 3 topics?
So, I've met this guy for like 2 seconds. Then he goes running off, and I'm supposed to think of 3 topics? Well, I was thinking, I want to do something on electricity, European artist, or the environment.
Those are pretty general topics.
I know, I'm sorry. I didn't have time to think. And my brain's all everywhere. I didn't have time to focus.
Leave your things here. We'll be back. Let's go find your topic.
My topic's outside.
What do you buy, a medium? Because I got something for you. All right, time to clear your brain so you can focus on one thing, your speech.
Whatever you say, Mr. Masters.
Call me Coach. Now come on.
Okay. I still don't understand what we're doing here, Coach.
Exercise gets the blood and oxygen flowing throughout your entire body. This enables your brain to focus on one thing. You have to jog your mind. Look, I'm running circles around you, but this isn't a circle running contest. This is a public speaking contest. So, let's get you prepared to speak circles around your opponents, right? Come on, loosen up. First off, your topics are a little broad. Electricity, see that electrical pole over there? That could be your speech. How electrical transformers work, or why can birds stand on electrical wires and I can't?
So, I just need to pick up a little topic?
No. Write this down. You need to pick a narrow topic. Narrow.
Okay, a narrow topic. So I can do something like Van Gogh's influence on art, or why we need to protect the rainforest.
Exactly. Another important aspect about topic selection is to consider exactly who your audience is and what their interests are.
So different audiences need different speeches?
Yes. You wouldn't give a speech to a group of really old people at a retirement home about the advantages of taking care of yourself when you're young to live a long and happy life. Even if you were asked to prepare a speech on good health habits, you still need to find out exactly who your audience is. Otherwise, you might have some really old woman throwing her stockpile of peppermints at you that she keeps stashed in the corner of her wheelchair. And I don't mean just tossed, I mean really winging those mints.
That's horrible, Coach. But I think my audience is a bit easier. Let's do rainforest. I think that saving the rainforest is an important topic to high school students. Come on, Coach. Let's get the blood flowing.
Okay, so you're excited, but are you really interested in this topic? Do you really care about rainforests and why we need to protect them? Because you need to have an emotional attachment between you and your topic. After all, if you don't care about the topic, why should your audience? So, you and the rainforest, do you love the rainforest?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I am interested in the rainforest, and I know we need to protect them. I don't know a lot, but I'd like to.
Okay, recap. What have you learned?
Exercise to jog your mind, so you can focus.
Correct. And?
When choosing a topic, I should choose a narrow topic that I'm interested in. And don't forget my audience.
Correct. Back to the library. I'll meet you there. You know, this kid really seems to be catching on. And that tracksuit was pretty sharp, yeah? One of the first things I noticed about Stanley was the way he speaks. Everyone talks differently. But I told him, and I'll say it to anyone watching, how you speak has nothing to do with whether or not you're a good public speaker. If your speech is good, your content's good, you practice and prepare, and follow the guidelines, your audience will overlook it if you speak a little differently. Hey, keep those eyes in the huddle.
Huh?
You've got your topic chosen. You need to figure out what the central message to your speech is. What's the most important thing you want your audience to remember from your speech?
That the rainforest is important, and if we don't protect it, we're all in big trouble.
That's good. Try restating it a bit more. Be more direct. Tell me your speech in one sentence.
Protecting the rainforest is crucial to protecting our planet and ourselves.
Great. That sentence, your main idea, is called your thesis. Everything you put in your speech needs to reinforce that idea. Next, you research, research, and research. And we're in the perfect place. Let's get going. Here, you can use the dictionary to get a basic definition of key words within your topic. Use thesaurus for word choice, almanac for people and dates, and the bedrock of research, the encyclopedia. Now, lots of these things can be found on the internet, so whichever one you choose is really a matter of preference. But be sure to use reliable websites.
Research is so exciting.
Hey, I heard that. And research may seem like a waste of time, but it's not. It's the backbone of your speech. Look here. Did you know that the largest flower found on Earth comes from a tropical rainforest? The Rafflesia grows more than 3 feet across. Or that the secretions from a Amazonian frog helps reduce strokes, seizures, depression, and Alzheimer's disease?
No, I didn't.
You gotta go hard or go home. You can't muddle through your research. You gotta find those little interesting bits hidden in those books. Think of it like a treasure hunt. Those nuggets are what's gonna keep you interested and your audience interested. Never forget your audience.
All right, no muddling through research. Go hard, got it, coach. What else do I need to get started?
Newspapers and periodicals are also great sources. They keep you up to date on current events, new discoveries, and if you're working on anything historical, can give you the perspective of the day. Sometimes you can even find books and periodicals dedicated specifically to your topic. Like, for example, Amazonian Chimps Digest or Man-Eating Crocodiles Monthly. Stan, we really got to work on your sense of humor. Interviews are another great option. And then there's the internet. You can find a ton of information on the internet, but be sure to use accurate and reputable websites.
Why don't you go back outside and work out some more?
Sorry, I was getting some research for my speech.
Hey, Balance Beam. Recitation is not a concert. No stage diving.
So what is this, another speech about bugs or what?
Actually, I'll be talking about saving the rainforest and all the important stuff about the plants and animals. Like the world's largest flower that's 3 feet across. Or the frog that's going to help reduce strokes and Alzheimer's.
Here you go, Stanley.
Thanks.
Hey there, Casanova. Still hate research?
No. I like research.
Good, because now you have to do it. When's your next free period?
Right now. I have first period free.
Great. Get to work. I'll catch up with you after class.
Stanley? Stanley Reed?
Wait, you mean old slip and slide?
If he had more tangential force, I bet he would have gone through the floor.
Well, Stanley really seems to be catching on. He narrowed his topic down so that it's not too broad. He really seems to be quite interested in it. And he took into consideration his audience. He also seems to be gaining a bit more confidence, especially when talking to those girls. We'll have to see if Stanley can stay on track and really give researching 110%. What's up, Reed?
Coach.
So what you got?
Well, lots. 40% of the rainforest in South America have already been cut down.
Really?
The Amazon rainforest provide 40% of the world's oxygen, and 80,000 acres of rainforest disappear per day.
It's a big number.
And I got a lot more too.
Great job out there. All that info's good, but you seem a bit disorganized. Write this down. After you finish your research, organize it into supporting materials for the different areas you want to cover. We'll meet tomorrow before school and write the thing.
I guess I don't have much choice in the matter, do I?
Not if you want to hit a dinger at the speech competition.
I do.
Stanley's speech last year? I know his speech this year sounds pretty good, but last year? I mean, we told him his speech was bad when he was writing it, but the kid actually thought that there was something interesting about lighthouses.
Stanley's speech was about lighthouses? I thought it was about bugs.
Dude.
What, like you were listening either?
'Cause we're living in a material world, and I'm a material girl.
This kid, I swear.
Material world, I am a material girl. 'Cause we live. Oh, hey, Coach.
Morning, Reed. So, I hear you got some pretty good research.
Yeah, I think I do.
Well, I hope your speech is better than your music taste. Material girl?
Hey, we are living in a material world.
Hey, anything you say. I'm just a speech coach. Vogue. All right, let's see what you got. Good. Now it's time to make an outline. I'm going to give you my secret for writing a speech. 5-paragraph format.
That's your big secret. Everybody knows about the 5-paragraph format.
Oh yeah? Then tell me, genius, what is it?
Well, you have 5 paragraphs. The first one is your intro. The last one is your conclusion. And the rest are, in the middle.
Not so easy, huh? Write this down. Here's the 5-paragraph format. You were right. The first paragraph is your introduction. You have to assume the audience doesn't want to listen to you, so you need to grab them with your first sentence. Any ideas?
I could wear the tracksuit you gave me yesterday. I could use one of the stats I told you about yesterday.
That could work. You could also use a quotation, pose a rhetorical question to encourage your audience to think about your topic, use a definition to help your audience better understand what you'll be talking about, cite historical events that have had some effect on your topic, or relate your topic to a personal story or event.
Coach, you okay?
I was remembering the time I was in Wisconsin and I had to give a speech to a bowling league about finance. I decided to relate to them a personal story about my bowling experience. It was all about how I took my prom date bowling before the dance, and we had a great time until I blew out the seam of my pants granny bowling. It didn't really relate to finance, but it related to them and got their attention. Hey, focus. By telling that story to my audience, I related to them on a personal level. I grabbed their attention.
Well, I don't think I've got a personal story to relate to the rainforest, since I've never been there. But I do have a lot of great stats. And those are the ones you told me that are good attention grabbers.
That I did. Once you've got their attention, give them your thesis. Let your audience know exactly what your speech is going to be about. Then, once you've got their attention and told them what your speech is going to be about, give them 3 main points that relate to your topic. You'll cover them later in your speech. Now, let's break it down. Each of these 3 main points gets its own body paragraph. That's your introduction. Then you want to transition to your next paragraph, which is your first body paragraph.
Transition?
Hey, let's stay sharp. I'm serious. Transitions help to smoothly get you from one point to the next and can provide a brief summary of your last point.
So an example of a transition would be...
An example would be, since we just covered the introduction, let's move on to the next paragraph. Or, stop thinking about Julie for a minute and get your head in the game. See? Transitions are important. They provide your audience with a smooth segue from one point to the next.
Okay, but I'm really interested in speaking. Really?
Sure you are. Next is the body of your speech. See, that was a transition. There are 3 main paragraphs in the body of your speech, just like there are 3 main points in your introduction. The first body paragraph should be the first of the 3 main points. Right up front in this paragraph, you should cover that first main point. Then, back it up with supporting material that you've gathered through research. Then transition to the next paragraph, which is your second body paragraph. This should be the same as the last one.
So I should hit the audience with my second main point right up front, then I support it with research?
Good job, team. Don't forget to transition out.
So I do it all over again for my third body paragraph?
That's right. All that's left to finish your outline is your conclusion. Your conclusion should summarize your speech, provide closure, and make a lasting impression on your audience.
How do I do that?
How do you think?
Since repetition seems to be so important, maybe I should restate my main points. Explain why it's all important. Go over my thesis again, and send them out fired up.
Right you are, my friend.
What next? Another jog?
If you think you need one, go for it. Otherwise, follow your outline and write your speech.
Maybe I do need another run.
Okay, let's go over a few more points, and then we'll take a quick run before you go to class.
Okay, but we're cutting it pretty close.
Here, we'll do it on the way. You want to be careful with your word choice. You want to make sure to use the active voice.
Active voice. I always mess that one up. What is it again?
It's easy. Here. Hey, come back here. I blew my whistle. That sentence is in active voice. I blew the whistle. Right up front, we say who did it. The passive voice would be, the whistle was blown by me.
Okay, I get it. Active sounds much clearer.
That's right. So, back to word choice. Use exciting verbs. Be specific. Avoid foreign words in long sentences.
Okay. Active voice, exciting verbs, be specific. No long sentences or foreign words. Got it. Shoot! I don't think I had time to jog before class.
Go after school. We'll meet up after to go over stylistic devices.
All right.
Stanley's speech last year, I don't even remember what it was about.
Something boring.
Yeah, like bugs or something.
Yeah. Why are Balance Beam and his speech coach always out here? I mean, this isn't the auditorium.
Good one.
I know, they're so weird.
I don't even know.
Hey, Doug. What's that?
It's our next task. Stylistic devices. Here you go, team.
Thanks. But I'm at that thing.
This is a coffee. We're in a cafe, which is, you know, French for coffee.
Sure it is, Coach. This stuff is confusing.
That's not so bad. Look at the first one. Alliteration. Words that start with the same letter or sound. Sounds intimidating, but it's not. Look at the menu. Mocha macchiato, or chewy chocolate chip chews.
Or, since stuttering Stanley studied, he will speak successfully?
Right. Next one. Assonance. The resemblance of vowel sounds in words or syllables. Sort of like loose rhyming.
Let's see. Coffee bean, espresso steam. Do you take cream?
That's great. What, do you work here?
Alright. How about you teach me speech so I can reach the audience?
Good. That's assonance.
Last year, it would seem I made a big scene. Now they all call me Balance Beam.
Okay, I think you mastered assonance. Next, rhetorical question. Employed for rhetorical effect. Asked merely for effect and not an expected answer.
Hey, I'm already using that one, the title of my speech. Why do we need to protect the rainforests?
Bingo! Next, parallelism. Using the same word patterns to show two or more ideas having the same level of importance. For example, in our coffee, let us not forget the espresso. Let us not forget the whipped cream. Let us not forget the cherry.
A wise man once said that.
Yes, I did. Hey, it's just an example. A figure of speech.
Whatever you say, Coach.
Next, simile. A figure of speech used to compare two unlike objects using like or as.
Julie's hair is as beautiful as silk.
You really need to take a cold shower. But that is a simile. Moving on. Metaphor. A figure of speech used to paint one concept using the attributes normally associated with another. For example, if your introduction is a bad snap, your speech won't be a touchdown. Or if your speech conquers, you'll get the spoils of victory, the trophy and the damsel.
How about those mountainous coffees you're always drinking, with their whipped cream capped peaks above their muddy mocha rivers?
Okay, I suppose that can be a metaphor. Okay, next, repetition. Repeating information to emphasize a point.
You're a nutcase. You're a nutcase, you're a nutcase.
Okay. I think you understand repetition. Now get out of here. Go home, write your speech from your outline tonight. We'll meet tomorrow before school and go over it.
Balance beam? Stanley Balance Beam, yeah, I know him.
Come on, guys. He's all right.
Fits in a locker.
He's gotten more confidence. I think Stanley's all right.
Well, he has been working pretty hard, so he might not totally suck this time.
So, did you like it?
You've done a lot of great research, so naturally you want to include as much information as possible. This can be bad. You want to provide your audience with as much information as possible, but not bore them.
So I should shorten it?
No, not shorten, change the balance. When you use a statistic or supporting fact, sometimes it helps to add a summary sentence to the end of it to help reinforce that stat.
So I should summarize each stat?
No, not everyone. It's a judgment call. Take, for example, when you say here, 80,000 acres of rainforest are cut down each day. That's a good number. As an audience member, I understand that an acre is an area of land and that 80,000 acres is a lot. But then when you say 40% of the Earth's oxygen is provided by the rainforest, that's also a good number. But if you follow that stat up with something like, if we continue to destroy the rainforest at the same rate, 30 years from now, we will be left without any rainforest at all. 4 out of every 10 people will be left without oxygen. Now, that's a powerful image.
So it's okay to add a little drama?
Yeah, which brings me to my next point. You always have to pay attention to what type of speech you're writing. Basically, there are 2 types of speeches: persuasive speeches and informative speeches. A persuasive speech tries to convince your audience to do something, to take some sort of action, or to accept your idea. Like, why yo-yoing is a cool hobby. An informative speech does just that, informs your audience. For example, how to use a yo-yo. Which one do you think yours is?
Well, I mean, I am trying to inform people about the rainforest, but I'm also trying to persuade. My speech is persuasive.
Exactly. You're trying to persuade people why deforesting is bad. All right, next.
More? Come on.
Hey, pain is temporary. Pride is forever. Get your head in the game. The delivery of your speech is really important.
I'm no good at memorizing.
You don't have to memorize the whole speech, just memorize bits and pieces of it. Be comfortable with the content and use note cards to help yourself along. You can memorize the whole thing, or you can read straight from the paper. Neither one usually works.
Which parts do I memorize?
The most important ones, the introduction and the conclusion. However, you want to have notes throughout your entire speech, even the parts you have memorized.
Notes? How do I make notes? Can I just use my outline?
You can make note cards with keywords or key phrases on them to help jog your memory.
I vote for note cards with keywords and key sentences on them.
Get to work then. Be organized, but don't put too much information on your note cards. We'll meet after school to work on the delivery of your speech. He's almost there. I just hope he remembers to keep his note cards short and sweet. Key words are the best way to jog your memory. Speaking of jog,
Stanley's changed a lot. I think this coach is really helping him. I mean, I used to think he was kind of quiet and geeky, but now he's got, like, I don't know, confidence or something. Like, he's really funny in class, and I see him working out all the time.
Stanley? Well, I don't know. His speech really kind of sucked last year. But, you know, I think he could be better this year. I mean, that speech coach really seems to have shaped him up a little, you know? I mean, I don't know. I'm actually kind of curious to hear his speech this year.
hey there, Stan. How's it going?
Hey, Doug. Nice coffee. Here, take a look at my note cards.
Wow, these look pretty good, Stanley. Why are the different colors?
Well, I had to separate them into sections. See, red's my introduction, purple's my first paragraph, yellow's my second, green's my third, and blue's my conclusion. That way, if I mess up, I know which section I'll be in.
Nice. I just might have to steal that from you. Ready to go practice?
I suppose.
Let's go.
I don't know how Stanley's gonna do this year. I mean, he's been working with that coach a lot, so I bet it's gonna be pretty good.
I don't really know him that well. I mean, like, I have math class with him, but he's always really shy, doesn't talk much. But I think he's gonna do a lot better this year. I mean, you can't do much worse than before, right?
Yeah, I mean,
falling off the stage.
Yeah.
All right. It's time for the home stretch. How's your balance today? Not feeling clumsy or anything, right? Hey, take it easy. I'm kidding. It's just later we're gonna walk the tightrope.
What?
Nothing.
What are we doing here anyways?
When you practice, it's important to practice as close to the real thing as possible. Since no one's here, I thought the auditorium would be okay. Now, this is important. Last year, you let the audience throw you off. Don't think of it as a bunch of individuals sitting here. Think of it as one thing, the audience. Go ahead, fire it up.
You do it every day. You do it 12 to 18 times per minute.
We can't hear you.
You do it 12 to 18 times per minute without even thinking about it.
We can't hear you.
You do it 12 to 18 times per minute. You do it without even thinking about it. Every one of us breathes. We do it to survive. And if we don't stop cutting down the rainforest, we won't be doing it much longer.
That's great. You really belted it out. You want to be sure to project your voice. You want to make sure everybody, including the people asleep in the back, can hear it. In fact, you want to wake those people up and make them say, hey, you're right. I want to save the rainforest.
All right.
And don't look down too much. When you make eye contact with the audience, you keep their attention. It's easy to ignore somebody who's not looking at you. Now, here's a quick trick on how to do that. Write this down. When you divide the room into zones, and make sure you talk to each zone. You'll keep the audience engaged. When switching eye contact zones, you can look down at your notes if you need it. Here, let me show you. People of Earth, I am your new leader. I proclaim today, Doug Masters Day. Now, this is where I would look at my notes. Even you up there in the balcony, I invite you all to celebrate Doug Masters Day.
Let me try. I hereby proclaim this day Stanley Reed's Day.
Hey, it's Doug Masters Day.
Not anymore. From now on, class will start at noon, and the phrase balance beam shall be grounds for detention.
You need to make sure your audience understands the words that you say. So, be sure to pronounce your words very clearly and enunciate.
Tropical rainforests are the lungs of the earth.
You need to stand tall, don't slouch, and don't fidget. And when speaking about important issues, you should add some inflection in your voice. Does this sound like it's very exciting? Don't talk like that.
You do it 12 to 18 times per minute without even thinking about it.
Now, you can use the podium to put your note cards on, but don't hold on to it. Keep your hands free to gesture or to use props.
Do it 12 to 18 times per minute.
Whoa, 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 cowboy. You don't want to intimidate your audience or make them think that you're crazy. Using gestures is a good idea, but don't go overboard. Same goes for props.
Oh, geez. I just realized I don't have any props. I need something, don't I? Like one of those chart flip things?
Let's go see if we can find some.
What do I think about Stanley going out for the speech contest again? Well, I think it's great. We all remember what happened to him last year. My friends still make fun of him. I feel bad for him, but he seems to be really going all out this year. He's got that coach with the funny coffees helping him, and he seems to be really getting into his speech. I think he's gonna do all right.
Julie?
I gotta go.
What were you talking to those cameramen about?
Oh, I was talking about Stanley.
Don't you mean balance beam?
Props can be a great asset to your speech. It can also be a great detriment. The rule of thumb is to only use props when you need to, and only when it enhances your speech. Now, do some of your speech and flip the paper.
You do it 12 to 18 times breath per minute. You do it 12 to 18. This is hard.
You're right, it is hard. If you were going to use this prop in your speech, you would need to practice over and over with it until it got easy.
That'd take forever. Too bad my speech isn't about pens. Pens are good. We use them to write things that we don't want erased, like checks. You could tell by my pen prop that I'm very knowledgeable about pens.
Good, there's just one problem. Know what that is?
My speech isn't about pens?
That and the pen size.
What are you trying to say, man? The people in the back wouldn't see it, would they?
Nope. That's why you always have to think of your audience, and you can't forget about the people in the back.
Unless I could bring the whole entire rainforest on stage. I guess I don't need any props for the speech.
I think you're right. You know what you need to do now?
Practice?
Practice. You've done the research, you've written the outline and the speech, you've gathered your props, which in this case, there are none. You're ready to go. Practice.
Hey you, John Q. Citizen. You breathe 12 to 18 times per minute without me knowing it. If you don't save the rainforest, you won't be doing it anymore.
Me? Really? We have to save the rainforest?
What's on the agenda for today?
Did you practice last night?
Like you wouldn't believe, I even practiced all the things we talked about, like enunciation and eye contact.
You know your speech?
You breathe 12 to 18 times per minute without even realizing it. Ugh, hang on. I have my note cards out in front of me.
So you don't have it completely memorized?
No.
Good. That means you're comfortable with it without being confined by it. You just mix things up a bit, but you got the message across, and that's what's important. You're ready.
So what are we doing today?
Nothing. You're prepared. Take a break. Worry about something else. All you need to do is go over it a couple times tonight. Not a lot, just a couple, and you'll knock them dead tomorrow.
Okay then.
Hey Stanley, what are you doing here so early?
I'm always early now.
Cool. So are you working on your speech?
No, I'm pretty much ready. Why?
I'm gonna go work on mine. Would you help me?
Sure.
So Stanley's like this public speaking machine now or whatever. But I saw him walking with Julie. I think maybe there's little crushism going on there.
I'm doing my speech about peace. Everybody loves peace. It'll be a cinch.
As we all know, peace is great. It makes things less scary, makes it a little less bad, and I think it's something that all of us could really use.
Do I hear a foghorn? Boring. I have the best flip chart you've ever seen.
So as you can see, the female fruit fly, in comparison to the male fruit fly, has a very understanding... The female fruit fly has a very...
Stanley helped me out a bunch yesterday morning. I'm pretty sure I've got it all together. And so you can see, UNICEF is a very important part of our global community.
I'm calm, I'm relaxed, and I'm ready. I know I'm ready. You do it every day. You do it 12 to 18 times per minute without even realizing it. Every one of us breathes. We do it to survive. But if we continue to cut down the rainforest, none of us may be breathing much longer. 40% of the Earth's oxygen comes from the Amazon rainforest. 40%. That's 2 out of every 5 people in this room. Look around. If we lose the rainforest, 2 out of every 5 people in this room won't have enough oxygen to breathe. The animals, plants, and insects in the rainforest may hold the keys to curing cancer and AIDS. There are currently 1,400 rainforest plants being studied as potential cures for cancer, and countless more we haven't discovered yet. I know it's a long way off, but if we don't start making changes today,
I told you I would make him a
our
good
children
speaker.
will be the ones paying for it. It's not too late. This is our planet too. And if we start making changes in our lives, we can save the rainforest. It's our future. We are the future.
First prize, Stanley Reed.
Masterclass complete. Doug Masters, out. My work here is done. Stanley killed in there. It was fantastic.
It was amazing. I was so overcome. It was just great.
He did a great job in there. He got his points out, connected with the audience, and they rewarded him for that.
You taught me well.
Let's see how well. Quick, topic selection.
Topics should be interesting to your audience, and should be something you care about, and should be something pretty specific.
Good, Reed.
Oh wait, if you can't seem to think and get stuck on something, exercise to clear out your brain.
Next, research.
Use books like dictionaries, almanacs, encyclopedias, and thesaurus. Magazines and newspapers. Interview people. Use the internet and be organized.
Good. 5-paragraph format.
Let's see. The introduction. Start out with an attention grabber, then your thesis, and then your 3 main points. Next, the body. Tell your 3 main points in the 3 body paragraphs, supporting it with research. And last, the conclusion. Tell them your thesis again, and sum up your 3 main points. And leave them 1 more.
Anything else?
Transitions. Don't forget your transitions.
Speech writing.
Remember the audience. Don't be boring. Summarize confusing stuff.
Props.
Only when necessary. If you're going to use them, practice with them. Make sure everybody can see them.
Practice.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it till it's done.
Delivery.
Project your voice. Make eye contact. Enunciate. Use inflection. Use readable, organized notes. And if you use a prop, make sure you practice with it every time.
You did all of that well. A couple of things you might try next time. Walk around on stage. Don't pace or wander, but don't be afraid to walk around in front of your audience. It shows confidence, and the movement will keep your audience engaged.
Okay, I'll try that.
And if you're really prepared on your topic, open the floor for questions.
Won't that disrupt the flow and break my concentration?
Well, only do that at the end. If you get a few people asking good questions, you'll engage the whole audience because they'll try to think of their own questions.
Okay, I'll try that next time.
And last but not least, try using a self-sustaining prop, like music, video, or animation.
You mean like a slideshow?
Not a slideshow. Self-sustaining means it plays itself, but it takes a little getting used to because you have to transition into and out of it. Sometimes a good blockbuster might provide a lot more visual excitement on stage than you can.
So does that cover it?
I think that covers it.
All right then.
I'm Doug Masters, professional speech guru.
And I'm Stanley Reed, professional speech master.